Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to HarleyDayRider and Coffee with HDR. Show number 73 here for this wonderful Saturday morning, which is Saturday. What is today? May 21st. Man, good morning. Good morning. It's nice to have everybody in here already this morning with us. Good morning. We'll go down through here. All right, guys, let's go down through the chat room here and see who is on this morning. Well, we got Rogue Glide Andy, and I know Rogue Glide Andy is going with a nice group of folks there today. They are actually leaving, and they're taking like a 500-mile ride one way, and then 500 miles back. They're going to Hillbilly Hot Dogs. And if you've never been to Hillbilly Hot Dogs, I highly suggest it. It's a wonderful place. So, Rogue Glide Andy, and I know you're on the road, so we'll see you later. Ron Kelly, HD AV Traveler. Jerry River Bluff Baggers, the Dusty Chronicles. Smyrna Cowboys in the house. Good morning, groupies. Yeah, good morning, groupies. I think we could call it a community. Good morning, Joe, Russell. Pink's Adventures in the house. HD Vibe. Good morning. Rocky J, Captain Ed, Bob Nelson, Chuck Henson. Man, Monica. Monica M, Paul. Let's see who else we got here. Debbie's in the house, who I will be seeing. That's my sister. We'll talk about that here shortly. Jim's in the house. Bodine 52. Doug. Tony G. Oh, man. I tell you what. Harley Throttle Juice. Man, just a Hog Driver 88. Richard Brooks. Man, everybody's in the house this morning. Judy. Man, we are happy that everybody's showing up here this morning for another Coffee with HDR here on another wonderful Saturday morning. And the funny thing is, so Sam, good morning to you. John, good morning. Funny thing is, so today I couldn't go to the Hillbilly Hot Dogs I just told you about. It would have been a great ride, and I would have went with the guys. I think it'd be a wonderful day. It's going to be 91 here today, so we can definitely tell you that it's going to be a good riding day. But Money 7855, good morning to you. Good morning. Glad to have you on board there this morning, everybody. Such a great group in our house once again here. So anyway, today we are going to the national or international steam show. I don't know if it's international, but anyway, Saturday and Sunday here this time of year, they're having something called the National Pike Days. National Pike Days. And, you know, they ride a stagecoach with horse-drawn, like a horse-drawn buggy. And they have, like, you know, horses. And the idea is the settlers are going across Route 40, which used to be a dirt road back, you know, a couple of years ago, maybe 150 or so. Anyway, well, now they reenact all that, you know, and I think it is a wonderful thing. My hair is really messed up today. Oh, man. HDR, you know, sometimes you just need to run a brush through your hair or a comb or something here. Anyway, so we're going out there today, and I'm going to be meeting, Henry's going with me, my sister Debbie's going with me. We're going up there to meet my daughter and my grandson, right? So my grandson was like, you know, Pappy, are you going to be going to the steam show? Well, he might not have said it in that many words totally, but anyway, I get the idea. So he wanted me to go. And, you know, being with your grandkids sometimes outweighs the Hillbilly Hot Dogs by about that much, maybe that much, you know what I mean? But my daughter said, Dad, what time are you going to be there? And I said, well, we'll be there around 10. 10 o'clock, she said. I was hoping to get an early start. I wanted to get out of the house by like 9. I said, well, and I said, well, I got my show in the morning. She said, but Dad, you why don't you just skip your show? And I said, whoop. Skip Coffee with HDR? That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. We're not going to skip Coffee with HDR. So this is like an international pastime now, right? We all get together here. We know Saturday morning, 8 a.m. This guy with this, you know, good-looking gray beard, you know, is going to come on here, and he's going to enlighten us and give us all this great information, which never happens, about motorcycle riding, which, again, never happens. I am here because I know the community is going to be looking for the show, and I know you're going to be clicking on that link or looking for that link and saying, look, you want to come in, hang out with HDR there. Have some coffee on a wing and a hog. Good morning. Harley 103. Good morning. Dean C. Nice to see everybody in there this morning. She needs talking to HDR. We need you to start our weekend. Whoops. Boy, these things flip. There's no skipping the greatest show on the planet. Man, I tell you what, you guys make me feel good, man. She needs talking to HDR. We need to start off our weekends, Bob. I appreciate that. Yeah, this is funny too. There's no skipping the greatest show on the planet. So I don't know about that. Mrs. HDR would have to chime in on that with you there, but anyway, so you get the idea. So I said, there's no way. So we decided that my sister and Henry are going to ride with me. I'm going to take my car up. Can't take the bike because we can't fit 3 people on it. And we're going to meet her and my grandson at the International Steam Show. I enjoy these coffee vids. A nice wind down here in Augusta. Is it 10 p or no, it can't be. Oh, Australia. I'm sorry, Australia. Oh man, I messed that up. Harley Throttle Juice. Good morning, and yeah, I'm glad it's winding you down there at the end of the day, end of your day, beginning of our day. And I've always asked people in Australia, and I never get it, is can you email me the winning lottery numbers? Like for today, obviously you've already seen it because it's 10 p.m. there. So you've already seen the 7 o'clock drawing. So if you can send me those, whatever I win, I will give you half. That's pretty fair, right? So if we hit the mega jackpot, just think how much money we can actually, how many bikes will you have then? We always appreciate you adapting for us. Harley Throttle Juice. Yeah, it's very nice that he's in there this morning. Joan M. Good day, HDR family. Checking in from New Zealand. Man, New Zealand, Australia, New Zealand. This is becoming a worldwide show, and that's amazing, guys. Thank you for stretching us across the oceans, across the globe, and reaching all corners of the globe, man. This is amazing stuff, and I can sit here in the great studios here in southwestern Pennsylvania and just by way of the internet, by way of all those wires and networks, and boom, send that signal right across the ocean, even across time zones, right? Time zones are not even limiting the HDR hour of power here in the mornings here at Coffee with HDR. Is it Iowa Love 72? What do you think about the Great Smoky Mountains National Park? What do I think about the Great National Park, Smoky Mountains? The Smoky Mountains Great National Park is one of the greatest national parks you're going to ride through. The Smoky Mountains are amazing. They're beautiful. They're wonderful. There's not a bad road that you're going to ride a motorcycle on. You're going to have an amazing time if you go there. Did I give that all to you enough? Did I explain that well enough? Nancy Weems, good morning to you, and good morning, IOW Love 72. But yes, anybody in this chat room that's been to the Great Smoky Mountains, man, will tell you, that we were there just last year, and I tell you what, some amazing riding. I think you ought to plan a ride for us HDR over there with Throttle Juice. There you go. Maybe we need to get on a plane, go to Australia. I'd love to go to Australia, man. Australia is on my bucket list. I'd love to go there. Just to, every time I picture Australia though, and I know this is the way my mind works. Every time I picture Australia, I picture like you open your back door and there's like us. Bo D, man, thanks for the super sticker. That was cool. That was awesome, dude. But anyway, when you open the back door in Australia, like for us, we open the door, you'll see Bob's pictures a lot of times. There's deer out there, right? Well, in Australia, I imagine you open the back door and there's kangaroo like doing, 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 hopping around your backyard. I mean, is that true? I don't know. But Jim Wilson, good morning to you. Mike Bodine, good morning. River Bluff Baggers, good morning. The coffee fund. Always need a coffee fund there, brother. Thank you very much. Absolutely always need a coffee fund. Russell says he's headed to the Great Smoky Mountains again next month in the Gatlinburg area. Anxious to try out my new seat. Now, Russell, let me be the bearer of bad news for you, my friend. Whoops. It is absolutely great riding around Gatlinburg. Myself and Mrs. HDR was there. Myself, Bob, and Colin was there just last year. And watch our videos. You can definitely, Richard Brooks, thank you so much, man. That's great. Funding the coffee rush here this morning, guys. That's an amazing thing. And we thank you for every wholesome drop. Anyway, So watch, I think Colin's video is very good. I watched it again just last week, I think, reliving our memories, as you will. But we're sitting in Gatlinburg at this gas station. We're going to get out, and he's like, and you can hear us all on the comms, right? You can hear all three of us talking, and he goes, "Well, good thing there's not a lot of traffic here." He was actually pointing out that it was bumper to bumper to bumper. It was hard for us to stop traffic long enough to get the three bikes out together. Gatlinburg is a very much a tourist trap, man. It's just, but it's beautiful. But here's what myself and Mrs. HDR found. We went to Gatlinburg 4 years ago, I guess, maybe. Thinking back, I think it's about 4 years ago, maybe 3. I don't remember. We wanted to spend time in Gatlinburg. We wanted to visit Gatlinburg. We wanted to see all the beautiful shops, and we wanted to go around and, and see if they sold, maybe Mrs. HR is looking for candles, or I was looking for leathers, some kind of leathers. No, not that kind of leathers. Nice leathers, like a vest or something. Well, what we found out was no one would let us park a motorcycle there. Nowhere. So every place said car parking, I don't know what it was, $10. We pulled a motorcycle in, and I said, "Look, I'm willing to pay you the $10. I only need like half a spot." No motorcycle parking here in Gatlinburg. None. The only place you can park in Gatlinburg, there's a Harley t-shirt shop. Okay. And I think at this time they have 4 parking spaces, 2 or 4. And if you get there, they will allow you to leave your bike there. You can go shop in all the shops and do your stuff. Now, you may, Bob says, never take the bike through there again. Gatlinburg is tough, dudes. It's tough. Beautiful little town. I think it'd be wonderful to stop there and visit. But the truth of it is, and I finally asked the parking attendant, because by now, my level of pissed off was way up here, right? I was like extremely mad. I was like, I can't believe this town. And I'm on the comms with Miss Sacer, and she's like, settle down. I'm like, this is bull crap. It's just a motorcycle. We're 2 old people on a motorcycle. So I asked the parking attendant. She goes, well, back, about 25 years ago, the Hells Angels came into Gatlinburg, and they took over a parking lot, and they just tore up this town. They went crazy, hog crazy. And I'm like, what the heck you talking about? She goes, well, so now we don't allow any motorcyclists to park in Gatlinburg. I said, lady, look, I'm almost like old. I'm getting old. Look at me. I said, do you think I'm a member of the Hells Angels? Not that the Hells Angels is a great organization, right? A very, very big group of motorcycle riders. I'm not saying anything negative by any means, but I'm not a part of anything. I'm just a part of this motorcycle and my wife, and we'd like to shop in Gatlinburg. Anyway, guys, Viper 6, good morning. Leather underwear. Well, only if they're padded. Anyway, getting back to the story. She said, well, that's just the way it is. You're not going to park here. And so we didn't. We left, and we booked out of Gatlinburg. Very, 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 very upset. But I think with as many motorcycles that ride the Great Smoky Mountains in that area, for them not allowing motorcycles, they should have at least one parking lot designated for nothing but motorcycles, right? They are losing major income in that town. It's a tourist town. You guys know we're motorcyclists. We take our bikes on vacations. We go to these places and want to see things. They're losing a lot of money for sure. Let's see what Russell has to say here. Laugh out loud. We know that all too well. See, we stay away from the hustle and bustle. There's one place that allows motorcycles. We park there every year. 2 motorcycles at each space for $7. Russell, what I want you to do with me is drop me either, if you're on Instagram, send me an Instagram message. Let me know where that parking lot is, because I'm going to put that out to people, because everybody loves riding the Smoky Mountains. Everybody enjoys Gatlinburg. I think it's a nice little town, but they got horrible parking attendants, and it's probably the mayor of the town. Is there a mayor of Gatlinburg? He probably sits by his still, goes, yeah, man, I'm drinking out of my still all day, and I don't want no motorcycles in my village. I don't know. Anti-motorcyclist. I don't know what that is, but he is. HarleyDayRider, nice try, the Southern accent. HJV Traveler, thanks. I try to kick that out there every night, every now and then, like, my hillbilly roots, I never lived in Tennessee. Or I always said that if you grew up in Tennessee, chances are you're going to be a country western singer. It just seems like wherever you grow up in your part of the world, it's like look at Dolly Parton. Like, I grew up in the small hills back in Tennessee, and you know how she talks, Dolly Parton, and superstar, right? So, Harley 103 is planning to install floorboard extensions over the weekend sometime. Are you enjoying yours? I like to, and I got to go back and look at Pink's Adventures video. Pink, I missed your video, and I'm sorry, but if you installed floorboard extensions, I like to see those. I would also like to know if you went this way or did you go this way, deep, sideways or deep. I understand if you go long ways, it gives you less room to put your foot down between you and your wife's foot board, right? So you have to be careful you don't like cut your ankle off. I don't know. So Tri-Glide Ed, good morning. We'd like to park here in the part of Southwest Virginia. Oh, we'd let you park. Tri-Glide Ed, thank you, man. I would love to come to the southwest part of Virginia and see you. Is that where Tazewell is? Tazewell is pretty much, is it south? No, Tazewell is more, I guess for me anyway, Tazewell is east. Yeah, definitely east. It's going east. Now, I don't know how far south that is. Oh, okay. Here you go, Russell. Thank you, Russell. This is nice. It's about a 5-minute walk to the main strip. I will get you on Instagram and let you know where it is so you can get the word out. They do ask that you use something under your kickstand. So, hey, buy yourself a kickstand puck. You can get a kickstand puck anywhere, but I recommend the Harley-Davidson kickstand puck. For only $9.95, of course, now with shortages and everything, for only $14.95, you too can have an official Harley-Davidson kickstand puck. Visit your local Harley dealer today. Was that a good commercial? Stupid. Anyway, anyhow, Harley 103. Let's see. It is helping with the foot position. I know I now have more than half my foot on the board. It was scary how close to the edge my feet were. That's really interesting. Yeah, and I'm going to check that video out. Sorry, buddy. I know I watch everybody's videos. Oh, Pink said he went wider, and I think that's the ticket. Don't go longer because then you're going to have less room to put your foot down between, like I said, your floorboard and the passenger. So, HDR fine. Bodine, thanks, man. I'm just all wrapped up in humor here today. Got so much, so much to say and so much to give. About 1.5 hours from Tazewell. For me, it would be due west. So Tri-Glide Ed, I guess we're going to see you in Tazewell at the VAM meetup, July 21st through the 24th. VAM 2022. If you don't know what VAM is, it's the Virginia area motorcycle meetup, and it is going to be huge this year. For as many people as I see, for all the rooms filling up, if you're going to get a room, get it now. Call today. Don't hesitate. Call now. 1-800-999-9999. Make your reservation today for VAM 2022. Sponsored by Mr. G and 10 Rides. Thank you for your support. What's a Piggly Wiggly? Bob, Piggly Wiggly happens to be a grocery store down south. That is what the Piggly Wiggly is. And we'll have to introduce you to one. We'll have to go in one. I think Piggly Wiggly sells beers, so we may need to go to a Piggly Wiggly. Let's see here. 52 said, Bob, it's a grub store, food store, whatever. It's not a Sheetz, Bob, but, it's more like a grocery store from what I remember. Hope you like them as much as I do. Harley 103 says, I'm looking forward to meeting you at VAM. Ron Kelly, I am looking forward to meeting everybody at VAM. We are going to be there. Myself, Bodine, Colin. We've been booked for months, so we know that we will be there, so you be there too. And guys, let me tell you what. Let me tell you a story. Here's my story. It's sad, but it's true. But I got a story that I'm going to tell you. So last year, we went to VAM. For those that went to VAM last year, you know what it did. It rained. It rained and rained and rained. It felt like I was Forrest Gump back in Vietnam when he said, "It rains so hard, it rains sideways and downways and upways, and that rain just smacked us in the face over and over and over." Remember Forrest Gump when he was in Vietnam? That's how bad it rained last year, guys. It was horrible to rain. But you know what? If it's going to rain, put your rain gear on and come out anyway. Motorcycles ride in rain. They do. They're absolutely fine. They can get wet. Doesn't hurt them. Now, is it going to get dirty? Yeah. Mine was filthy when I came home, man. It was just like, it was caked with everything that could possibly be caked on it. But I tell you what, we still had a beautiful time. And we'll still get to meet all you guys. We do find shelter to meet each other. But anyway, so I'm just saying that. So even if the weather doesn't look like it's going to be appropriate, come out anyway. Like I said, we're booked. We'll be there. Myself and Bob have a long ride together. And if it's raining, snowing, sleeting, hailstones, hurricane, tornadoes, a typhoon, a volcanic eruption, myself and Bob's going to ride right through and we're going to be there. So, and Colin will be coming the other way. So Colin has to come. He has to come west and we'll be going east. So, but we will all meet up with you guys for sure. I can't wait. It's going to be a good time. So old school rain gear, Nancy says garbage bags. I told everybody my story about my rain gear last year. So I bought this rain gear. Remember, price conscious. Remember that price not cheap by any means. You've seen the shocks I put on the bike. So not cheap, but I have to remedy. I have to realize, like, what am I paying for? How much do I need it? So I bought myself and Mrs. HDR rain gear from Amazon. I thought that was a pretty good idea. And the rain gear we bought, my suit, I think, for pants and a jacket was, I don't know, $25. Mrs. HDR, she's smaller than I am. Hers was maybe $18. Well, let me tell you, when the chips are down and when you're really getting wet and you're getting soaked, you got to put your rain gear on. And you slip your rain gear on, you throw your leg up over the motorcycle, and you're like, now I'm ready to ride. And you get, whoosh. That was my crotch. Whoosh. So my pants were soaked. It looked like I peed myself for 3 hours. By the time we hit a Harley shop down in Virginia, and I went in and I don't know if you've ever seen you've seen Harley rain suits, nice orange ones that, the ones that have Harley on the back. Well, that's what I wanted to buy. They didn't have my size. So they had these new ones that came out with these black ones, which are okay. I still might buy a set of the regular ones if I can find them right now. You can't buy anything, man. Everything's gone. Everything's out of stock. But just for the look, and I think they're heavier than what I got. What I like more about them is the legs on the bottom zip all the way up almost to your knee. Have you ever tried to get your rain gear off with your boots on? That's a bit of a chore. So, hey, good morning, Badgers. Nice to have you on board there this morning. I understand that I will be doing pretty 100%, almost 98% sure. I'll be doing a show, I think, with the Badgers on Tuesday evening, and I think it runs on Facebook. So if you remember that creative motive logger community on Facebook, it's going to be on there. We're going to be doing a show on Tuesday. Who's been in touch with me already? Toby Northern has been in touch with me a couple times already. We've talked about that. And we're going to be talking about computer systems. What kind of computer systems you need to be a motive logger, right? Everybody thinks I need a camera, right? I need a camera. I'll place it on my helmet. I need a camera. I'll place it on my chin. I need my communicator. I'll place it on my other side of my helmet. I am now a cyborg. Well, all that great footage that you're shooting on this, and you're catching audio on this, and you're shooting video on this, guess what you got to do when you go home? You got to put all that on the computer, and you have to edit it. And, we're going to be talking about that. But I need to be an HDR agent. Demand is high. Long zippers and wet weather pants are a must. You're right. The long zippers are important. Russell, thank you very much. I will be checking out the Instagram stuff after the show. VAM 21 was a blast yesterday. The Badgers. Hey, the Badgers rode in, and we met them at the hotel when they came in. And, 3 of them, the 3 Badgers. And awesome people. If you've never met them, down to earth, fun. They wouldn't share a piece of pizza with you if you were starving on the side of the road. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Just in the hotel, we were getting rest. Self and Colin was actually going, or we just ate or something. I don't know what it was. And they just ordered pizza, and they happened to be in the hotel lobby when we came down through. And I said, hey, let me get a piece of that pizza. And they're like, ah. And I'm like, holy cow. No, they didn't do that. No, the Badgers are great people. Check them out. Check out their Facebook page. They do awesome work with support bikers, and they're supporting bikers around the world. And it's just good stuff. You know, it's good stuff. People helping people, helping people. I love that. I think that's a great thing. That's what we're all here for, right? Let's see now. Groundhog Garage, good morning to you. Good morning. Bob Hasselback, good morning. Hasselback. Wasn't that, didn't you own that car, Kit? Oh, wait, no, that was Hasselhoff, not Hasselback. Milwaukee brand makes Harley rain suits. You can buy the Milwaukee brand for a fraction of the cost. Just doesn't have Harley logo on it. Is it the same? Is it the same orange groundhog? Same color? I mean, I just, you know, I'm a joiner. I want to be like everybody else, you know. Let me see here. Just trying to highlight some of these. HDR, hope all's well in Pennsylvania. Boston, Baton Rouge, hot. Oh, Baton Rouge. Jesus, hot and wet, man. Appreciate you, man. Bob, I appreciate you too. You know, absolutely, buddy. Like I said, I thought for a minute you owned the Kit car, but that was Hasselhoff. Remember when David Hasselhoff owned that? Let's see here. HDR, what is the name of the motel in Tazewell that you are using? We are not. We rent Airbnbs. There is, I believe, still an Airbnb available that we had last year. It was very nice. It will hold 6 people. There's 6 bedrooms. It's a full house. It has vending machines in it. I know because I ate breakfast out of it. We actually rented another Airbnb that the same gentleman opened. We found a different one that he has. If you want information on that, anybody on the Airbnb and you got a group of people going together to split that cost up, what I want you to do is send an Instagram message to Colin. Colin is kind of the organizer of the Airbnbs in Virginia. Bob was kind enough to be the coordinator to the Airbnb in Ohio that we're staying at. Guys, if you're doing a group, if you have a group of people going together somewhere, man, get an Airbnb. You have a whole house, full kitchen. You know, hotels are nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. We stay in hotels when we travel too. So it's nice. But you're just so limited. Like an Airbnb, I wake up, there's a coffee pot. You can make your own coffee anytime, sit down at the table. You know, you can sit there in your underwear, I guess, if you really want to. But anyway, you get the idea. But hey, Toby, ride safe. I see you going out there on a ride today. Have a great time. You better be cooking breakfast, pal. Bodine says, like, that's what they want me to go. That's why Bob wants me to go to Virginia, because he wants me to cook, you know. But yeah, that's what we did, guys. So we did not rent a hotel, but we will be in all the meetup places as much as we can. And, you know, our group or 3 of us or whatever is going to ride the back of the Dragon because last year it rained. So we rode like half of the back of the Dragon. Like we rode the Dragon's back half. We didn't ride its top half. You get the picture. So, but anyway, but yeah, check out Colin, give him a ring. And again, if you're going with a group of people, or, you know, a lot of us know each other. I mean, if you think you can live in a house with somebody for 3 or 4 days, I mean, you know, pick somebody and say, hey, call them up. Say, hey, I got this Airbnb, a hotel down there. I think the hotels go for, I don't know, anywhere from $80 a night to $150 a night. You know, we got the Airbnb for 4 days for like $150 a person. So for all 4 days. So what, like, I don't know, what does that work out to? $45 a night, $50 a night. I mean, like I said, you got to buy groceries and stuff, but Harley Throttle Juice Bob wants to know, Bob, when we were in Tennessee, Bob, at the cabin, and I cooked breakfast for everybody, what was the breakfast specialty that it seemed like everybody really enjoyed that one morning? Do you remember? Do you remember what everybody kind of enjoyed that one morning that I made? We'll see if Bob remembers. We're going to 555 Jamon mid-June. Yeah, in June we'll be in Ohio. Again, we rented an Airbnb there. There's going to be a nice meetup at Fink's Harley-Davidson on Wednesday, June the 15th. And then Bob said from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. The only reason we're stopping at 6 is because they close. Do you cook it? Do you cook in or eat out all the time? Money 85. Money 7855. Normally when we travel, we get these Airbnbs. What we try to do is we try to eat breakfast at the house before we take off in the mornings. Normally lunch would be somewhere on the road because you're out driving around, riding around the bikes. And then we normally will get back and we normally like barbecue or something or have some kind of dinner back, at the Airbnb. This year, who knows? And VAM, a lot of times VAM, dinner's a big time out. It's a big meetup time for different people at different places. So we may be eating out. We just play it by ear, but always breakfast in the morning, cereal and oatmeal. Bob, you suck, man. Come on, Bob. Anyway, but yeah. So we always eat breakfast at the house because you don't want to get on the. Okay, wait. Let me rephrase this. So last year in Virginia, 3 men. Okay, 3. No, 1, 2. Yeah, 3 of us. 3 men stayed in the Airbnb. Myself, Colin. Okay, Bob was going to come, but Bob had a medical emergency. He could not make it. And we had Orvis. Okay, 3 men. 3 men. Orvis lives alone. Myself and Colin are married, but we're pretty self-efficient men, right? So we rent an Airbnb in Virginia. Okay, we stock it with beer, and there was beer. So the refrigerator had a lot of beer in it, as much as we can carry on a motorcycle. Now, we wake up in the morning and I open the fridge like, oh man, we're going to make some breakfast for everybody. Oh man, we didn't buy any bacon. We didn't buy any eggs. We didn't buy any bread. We didn't buy any coffee. We didn't buy any food. We bought no food. And we got a good chuckle out of that. So we were all eating chips out of the vending machine because there was a vending machine in there. I probably have a picture of it somewhere. I don't know. But so we did that morning, get on the bikes. Eventually when you take trips with Colin, he's not here so I can badmouth him. When you take trips for Colin, he likes to, primp and get ready, and he has to have that certain look about himself. And, he has to iron his riding jacket and shine his motorcycle boots. And you're like, God, dude, come on, man. So we went to breakfast. We got there at 11 and we ordered eggs. And the lady said, what you mean you're ordering eggs? That's breakfast food. Like we're serving lunch now. I'm like, lady, it's not noon. It's not noon. It's 11. Well, sir, I guess I can make you an omelet. I said, omelet would be wonderful. Maybe with some toast and maybe some butter. So, but that was at 11 o'clock. So, breakfast beer, HDR. You know what? We didn't drink it. Harley 103. We did. And I'm one of those people that will tell you, and I make that joke all the time with people. You can't drink all day if you don't start at breakfast time. Like, you don't have to start when you wake up. Like I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to start drinking a beer at 4 o'clock. But I just make that joke. People say, I've been drinking all day. I'm like, what time did you start? 1 o'clock. Yeah, you're a liar. Some people wake up at 1. So maybe that's the truth. Like if you're calling, that might be the time you wake up, 1 o'clock. Right, Bob? Glad I'm in charge of your Ohio trip. My place doesn't have vending machines. That's interesting because I'm telling you, the one in Virginia that we're staying at will have a vending machine. I was pretty impressed. Hey, Bob, it saved us. I mean, we had Doritos, for breakfast. Frosty Traveler, you guys are a hoot. Thanks, Frosty. But yeah, so that's what happened. We ended up not having any food, And it's funny too, when we first rented the house, I remember the conversation. Bob, you probably remember it because we were all talking one night about going to VAM 21. And Colin said, hey, I got this wonderful place. He said, there's a full kitchen. There's a coffee pot. They have a barbecue grill outside. We can cook out. And we didn't buy any food. So I don't know what the heck we were cooking unless we shot a squirrel in a tree or something, maybe with a makeshift bow and arrow. I think I'll be there on Friday the 10th. Rocky J, that's when we're actually coming in, is on Friday. Probably, and I'm still thinking, and I haven't really confirmed this with Bob, but I think Bob is riding from Michigan to here, to about where I live here in West Virginia. I'm right across the line. And then I think myself and Bob are going to take off and ride to VAM. And I don't know what time he wants to leave, but we're thinking maybe 8 or 9 in the morning. So you figure about a 5 or 6 hour drive. So we should be there around noon or 1 o'clock in the general Virginia area. So once we get there, I think once everybody gets there, make the announcement on Instagram. Take a picture where you're at. Make the announcement on Instagram like you are in Virginia, in Tazewell, and you're ready to meet up with people. I think that would be absolutely great. Frosty Travelers, this is a great idea, and I'm going to live by this year. Got to keep some beef jerky in the bike for emergencies. I am going to live by that. Smyrna Cowboy says HDR brand coffee, and believe it or not, Mrs. HDR is actually working on that. So we may have a coffee brand coming out here, HDR coffee. But the problem is the suppliers we're looking at, they almost want to sell it to us retail, and then, we would have to sell it in shipping. So we're trying to find it. We got a couple places that offered where they would do the packaging and the shipping. But maybe we'll get some HDR coffee. The one place wanted me to sell it for $22 a pound. And I'm like, is it gold coffee? Or I don't understand what you're talking about. And yeah, it was crazy. When is VAM 22? All right, let's go over that real quick. VAM 22 Frosty Travelers is July 21, 22, 23, and 24. So it starts that Thursday. Okay, is when it starts. That's when bikes will start being in the area, right? That's when Mr. G and 10 Rides will be going to the Sonic, in the evening, so people can meet up, hang out, talk, have a milkshake if you want. And then, like I said, we're coming in on Friday because of work schedules and work commitments. We're going to be coming in on Friday. Plus, Bob has a 2-day drive there. So Bob coming from Michigan to here will be like Thursday, and then we'll be coming in on Friday. Colin's coming in Friday. Orvis is coming in Friday. Pete's 1800 is coming in Friday. And Ty from Tennessee is coming in Friday. I know all those. Is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pete, Orvis, Ty, me, 6. 6 motive vloggers are coming in Friday for sure. I do know that. Told you where you can't put a pot of coffee, Jack. Told you we can't put pot of coffee. Well, what? I don't understand this one, but hey. Told you we can't put pot in the coffee. You have to have pot in the coffee. Why is my grandson already taking a nap at 8:30 in the morning? I don't understand these young parents now. He's got to take a nap. He's tired. He woke up at 7. Now he's tired. That's what the hell is like 55-year-old guys do. We get tired after an hour and a half. I don't get it. He might have been up earlier. She said he heard her moving around at 3 in the morning and he got up at 3. So who knows? If my knees is fixed by July, I will try to ride up there. Frosty Travelers, we'd love to have you there, man. Love to meet you, man. It just everybody. I want to meet everybody. We do have a suggestion. Bronco Ride came with this last year, and I think it was awesome. Bronco Ride is one of those type of guys, like Bob. They're business guys, right? So they're these organizers of fate and will. We met people last year, and I met Harley Moonrider. Now, Harley Moonrider was on one of our Fireside Chat with the Boys shows. And I walk up to the gentleman. He goes, "Oh, man, HDR, Jack, how are you?" And he shook my hand. I said, "Hey, great, how are you?" And I said, "Who are you?" And he looked at me with like this stare, like, "You're really rude. You're like the stupidest man on earth." He said, "I was on your show." And Colin goes, "When was that?" And then he goes, "I'm Harley Moonrider." And it's like, oh, Harley Moonrider, Ken. Now I know him and I'll never forget him again. But anyway, yeah, Bob, I hope you bring the RV out. And Bob says, bring some marijuana in your coffee pot, Bob Nelson. So if you can work that out for us. I don't know why we need marijuana. I mean, never used the stuff myself, but hey, if you want it in your coffee, we can get it there. Maybe that would be the kick for my coffee, huh? Coffee with HDR and marijuana. Rocky J, we are arriving Wednesday late, staying and leaving Saturday morning. Harley 103 is going to be out of there Saturday morning. We should be able to see you, though, Friday evening. There'll be a meetup somewhere. Bronco Ride is dreamy. Bronco Ride is sleeping until 11. He's tired. Ricky KM, good morning to you for sure. Can't make it this year, but I hope so next year, Smyrna Cowboy, and we hope to get you there next year. I'm sure they're going to make it an annual event. This year we've been pushing everybody out there. All you guys, do me a favor. If you do motovlogs, if you do YouTube channels, if you whatever your message is, put it out there. Not every video, but some of your videos. Myself and Bob did that. We did a meetup in 2018 at the New River Gorge Bridge in West Virginia, and it was going to be me, him, and this gentleman called D Best 1A. D, letter D, then Best, number 1, A. D Best 1A. His name is Bruce. He lives in New York. It was going to be the three of us just meeting up and hanging out. Some good old buddies just riding some back roads of West Virginia together and chilling out over some cool beverages in the evenings and just exchanging stories of motorcycle riding gone by. Well, we started talking about it on our YouTube channels. We talked about going there. We gave the dates. We started talking about hotels that we had. There was 2 different hotels there. And we just started talking. We weren't really organizing anything. More or less, we were just kind of putting the word out that we're going to be there. Just like on June 15th, we're going to be at Fink's Harley-Davidson in Ohio. Okay. We're going to be there from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Again, see, I'm just putting the message out. We'd love to have you stop by. Absolutely love it. Just to say hello. And I do shake hands. If you don't want to, you can elbow bump me or head bump me or whatever the hell you want to do in your personal life. But I like to shake hands. I'm a man that shakes hands. My dad always taught me when you meet somebody, you shake their hand, you give them a firm hand grip. And that's me. Now, if you don't like that, just say no, HDR, stay away from me. You can't give me what, and that's fine. I get it. We're living in a different age. So what? Okay. Anyway, I got a hand out. Hands there. Rub your hand. Does Bronco identify as a street guy or a Pan America guy? Bronco is now identifying as what we like to refer to as a cross rider. A cross rider is he rides dirt and street. So he's a cross rider. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. So I think he identifies with both of them. Howdy y'all. Jackie boy, good morning. Can't stick around, heading out to granddaughter's first birthday party. Yes, first birthday. Tell her HDR, she won't know who I am. Maybe she will. She might have heard it. She might have read about me in a book. Tell her HDR, HarleyDayRider, said happy first birthday and enjoy that smash cake. Smash cakes is where it's at, man. You put your face, those kids just in that cake, Just wanted to stop by and say hi. Have a great weekend. Jackie boy, you do the same, man. Absolutely love first birthday parties. Let's see here. HDR, we were talking about Americade and not VAM. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's okay. Americade, I was trying to figure out the time. I know Bob was looking into that. Colin's close to that, I think. Probably closer to me and Bob, that's for sure. Yeah, so we'll be around Zanesville, Ohio. Here's Bob's things. Zanesville, Ohio. Is it Zanesville? Zanesville, Ohio? What was the other part of that? Oh, that's where Finks is. Finks is in Zanesville, Ohio. Harley Moon Rider. Yeah, it's funny because it's true. Harley Moon Rider was like, who are you, buddy? And you're like, dude, I'm Harley Moon Rider. And I'm like, oh my God. I remember calling my wife at night and talking to her about it and saying, hey, I met Harley Moon Rider. I didn't know who it was. She said, are you brain dead? And I said, maybe. I don't have that many brain cells up here. I had a second great grandchild, Bob Nelson. Congratulations on that second grandbaby. I just checked my schedule and it's open for the VAM weekend. So Ricky, KM, we will see you at VAM. I am absolutely sure of that. Here, let me share this. I don't know if anybody's seen this or not. Let me see if I can share this. Anybody see this? Look at that. What do you think about that guy? Pretty neat. See if I can bring a second one up. Look at that picture, huh? Yeah. I told Miss HR last weekend in Ohio, I said, I'm buying this motorcycle. And she said, why? I said, I don't know. It just feels like I have to have it. Nice little bike there. That's the new Sportster Nightster. I'm going to call it a Nightster because I just seen a truckload of Harleys coming in Steel City. and they're still getting new Sportsters in. So are they building both those bikes? The standard Sportster 1200, and they're building the Nightster? Or did the Sportster go away? All right, let's see. Frosty's Traveler. Well, guys, going to put a new clutch and brake lever on the bike. Have a wonderful day. Frosty, you have a wonderful day, and we can't wait to meet you. Americade is in Lake George, New York. Great event. Money 78.55. I think you might have asked me. Somebody asked me last year if I was going. How about money 78.55? You know, for the heck of it. How about throw the dates in here? Put the dates in the chat room. Let's see. HDR. Do you wear your padded underwear while using your bead seat? They are still hard on my butt. I do not. I don't think I had them. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I had the beads or not when I did the 500-mile challenge, when I went out that day and I did 500 miles in under 12 hours. I can't remember, but I did wear the padded shorts. They're not really underwear. They're padded biking shorts is what these things really are. And the beads really do not seem to affect me one way or the other. I mean, you have to get used to it. Get out of that mindset that I'm sitting on this hard bead. You know, even Miss HDR, like when she sits on it, she said she's more comfortable because as you're riding, they will roll. It's like they're massaging your butt, right? And they're rolling back and forth a little bit, and they're giving you movement on the seat all the time. But they let that airflow under. Give them a chance, I would say, you know, Rocky J, get used to them. You know, anytime you change your motorcycle, and I know Bob did a video on this, I think recently, anytime you do anything different to your motorcycle, it's going to feel different or handle different or ride different. Bob's trying to still adjust his knobs on his shocks. I have not touched mine. And, you know, I really should. And I'm planning on probably later on today going out for a nice ride. So I may actually back him shocks off a little bit because right now they're set for two up rider. So I should actually take the saddlebags off and back them off for solo rider just to see what the difference would be. Though, Bob, they're not diapers. They're biking shorts. I'm just saying. Knucking. Good morning, Knucking. Have you ever thought about getting a reclusive auto clutch? It is excellent. I've never heard of that. I don't know. Okay, Americade starts June 7th to June 11th. I'm trying to think. Well, that's going to be tight. June 7th through the 11th. And then we're leaving with Bob and the guys. We're going, I think we said the 12th, Bob? 12th or 13th, we're going to be meeting up in Ohio. So that would be tight. Not undoable. I got to check the mileage and see where it's at for me, how far it is, if I can make it. Harley 103, if I can, I will Instagram you and let you know. It's the same weekend as the America City Rally, Ricky KM says. And Mackinac City Rally, I don't know where that's at. Nothing beats a butt massage on a long ride. You're right, Paul. Nothing beats a butt massage. But yeah, anyway, I would tell anybody, if you buy those beads from beadrider.com is where I bought them. And I think they sell plastic ones, but everybody says don't buy them. Buy the actual ones that we have, right? And I guess, Rocky, you have them too. They're actually wooden. They're actually wooden beads. And like I said, we rode them last year. We rode them down to meet Bob in Kentucky. We left them on that whole trip. We were out, myself, Mr. HR was out for 2 weeks, did thousands of miles with them. And never, either one of us never really complained. Now, when I first got on, did it feel different? Yes, absolutely. It felt different. When I first sat on, guys, to be honest with you, I thought Road Glide Andy is crazy. Be the Rider PA is crazy. These things hurt. These are weird. Who wants this hard stuff on my seat? But after you ride them for a while, especially in a rainstorm, you find out how much rain and water they distribute underneath your butt. It makes it so much nicer, guys, to ride. I mean, you know, but believe me, I'm not a salesman for them. You know, they didn't have any agreement with me when I got those beads. Not that as a moto vlogger, we don't try. I did call them up. I said, look, I'm a moto vlogger. And they're like, what the hell is that? I said, it's a person that does YouTube videos. And I thought maybe you'd like me to do a video on your product. And it's like a product placement commercial. And they're like, yeah, no, we really don't advertise our product. And I talked about that in the fireside chat. These motorcycle companies, guys, look how many of them don't advertise on TV. You may see a Harley commercial every now and then, but they're looking at the masses. But look at like parts. It's all internet traffic, and the beads. So I told Miss HDR, I said, you know what? And I get bullheaded, man. It's like stuff like that. It's like you don't want to sponsor the show and you don't want to, help me to help you. Then maybe I won't buy your product. But nobody else has that exact product that I wanted, right? It's that bead rider. So Miss HR said, look, you're buying those beads before we go on this next trip because I am not going to have swamp butt, because, women know their pants stick to them tighter than men because women's pants are always tighter. Guys, we try to wear like 3 sizes bigger than we are so we can just slip them off. So I ordered them and actually paid, my own money, full retail price for those beads. So I do believe in them. I don't tell anybody about a product that I don't believe in just so you'll buy it. I think that's horribly wrong of us to do, any of us. And you guys will. You guys, no matter where you're at in your YouTube journey, we'll call it, and you start picking up some sponsors, or you'll get people that will email you. We have Bob and I and Colin, we get emails from China all the time, and it's sometimes about weird stuff. I mean, I got one where they wanted to send me a gold wristwatch. Can you please wear this gold wristwatch on your motorcycle and advertise it? And I said, well, okay. I said, I don't know how those two go together. And I said this, is it waterproof? Well, not really. Is it water resistant? Well, not really. Well, then no. When you're riding a motorcycle, it's going to rain, and sometimes things can get wet and your product's going to suck. So bye. So instant butt beads soft. Isn't butt beads self-explanatory? The Dusty Chronicle says. Maybe not. Maybe people don't know how they work. But safe word. I'm just saying with the money. Do you need a safe place, Bodie? Yeah, Bodine's gonna be with a bunch of people. The butt bead talk is making me feel uncomfortable. Bob. Oh, Bob. HDR, let's see. You are roughly 8 hours from Lake George, New York. That's about the same distance from me. 8 hours. How about this? And Harley 103, you don't have to do it. I can do it for sure. I'm going to map out from Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh to Lake George and see how many miles it is. 8 hours I could reach that in one day, right? It's not a big deal. So we'll see how it goes. I'd like to come up and experience it anyway, June 7th. Then I get back from the trip with the guys in Ohio, and I'll be home for 2 weeks, and I'll be leaving with Mrs. HDR for a week and a half. Then I'll be coming home from that, and then like a week after that or 2 weeks after that, we'll be leaving for VAM to come down to Virginia. So, and then we're planning we might be back in Tennessee. So there's a lot going on in a little bit of time here. And but I love it. Like I said, I love it, and I love when you guys ask. If you can't make it to meet us, I would love to come meet you guys because that's how important you are. To me, the community is important, and I love meeting people. Do you have a discount code for the butt beads? I wish I did, Dusty. Like I said, they wouldn't give me really anything, but I'm not telling you not to buy there because it's a product that I believe in. So I would just go for it for the price of them. Just buy it. They're worth it. As much as Bob makes fun of it. I think once he rides, Bob will actually ride Colin's bike. No, that won't. No, he won't have beads on the Pan America. But if we can get him on them, I think he would understand. But it's all about your comfort. And I can tell you this: I ride mine with the stock seat, so I know Colin has his on the Mustang seat. Roguelite Andy wears his seat beads on his stock seat. Be the Rider P has a Mustang seat. So, but be that what it is. The last thing I want to tell you about in 5 minutes here, we talked about this last night, myself and the guys. I was watching the news, and I heard that I need a sip of coffee. We heard that Harley-Davidson is closing down its Milwaukee plant for now. They're claiming for lack of parts for either 2 weeks to 1 month. Now, we haven't really, I heard on the news a month, heard how many people it might be affecting. And I don't know if when they shut down, I guess people just go on unemployment for the 2 weeks or the month. I don't know how that works either. Tri-Glide Ed, have a great day, man. Thank you for coming in there. And we will see you next weekend for sure. Take care. But anyway, so that's the last thing I want to tell you about is an employee was on there on the news, and he said that Harley-Davidson has done this for years, about this time of year. They shut their production plant down, one of them, because there's another one right in Milwaukee, and there's one in York. I've been to the one in York. It's super cool. Need to go and see how your motorcycle's made. I'm talking a full motorcycle, guys, from frame to the time that engine starts up and the bike is together. They can build those quicker than you can build a model motorcycle with glue. And it's like, what? Just goes through that line, and they got little robot carts that move stuff around, parts and pieces, and it's awesome. But yeah, so Captain Ed, you did read that. It's the York plant, right? That's the one. Now, the employees said they do that, usually once a year because it's a cost savings thing. So they shut the plant down. Maybe it's a way to give everybody a vacation break for a couple of weeks. I don't know. So don't think that by any means, if you hear that Harley's going away, or, they're shutting plants down, or they're moving overseas, because it's not happening. Harley is live and well, and they're going to be doing their thing for longer than all of us will be here. Our great grandkids will be riding brand new Harley-Davidson motorcycles. I don't know what they're going to look like. They may fly one day like a drone. I think I seen a guy that built a drone where he flies it, and it's built like a motorcycle where he turns the throttle and the propellers spin up faster and he flies. That's awesome. Maybe one day that's what it'll be. Who knows? Harley sales are up 20% this year. See, yeah, money. So their sales are fine. It's a very stable company. Don't run off selling your stock by any means. I think you'll be just fine. So, and thank you, Bodine. I hope everybody does hit the old like button, gives it an old thumb up. And these videos are mainly these videos, honestly. And Bob, we've had this discussion, and one time I did make the distinction. I said live streams are no really different than our motor vlogging videos we put up, and he said, yeah, they're a hell of a lot different. And I believe that now. We don't do this for the views after. I do this for you guys coming in here live streaming. Of course, if you're watching this after, man, thanks for watching and thanks for coming, because the world's a big place and there's a bunch of different time zones. So I get that. But I'm saying that, we don't monetize this stuff, and we don't try to, make a nickel off it. We just do it to have fun. And I'm going to keep doing it as long as I can possibly do it. Have a great weekend, Mike Bodine. And new and exciting coffee with HDR. Thank you very much. GM does that too. The GM truck plant in Fort Wayne shuts down a couple times a year for lack of parts. So it's probably every company out there that does it. I don't know. But who knows? But guys, thank you so much. Another great chat. I'm off to bed. Harley Throttle Juice. You have a great evening there. Have a great bedtime. Hopefully you can sleep better than I do. I sleep about 4 or 5 hours a night, and then I usually have to come home and take a nap sometime through the day because I am whipped, man. I've been up since like 4 o'clock this morning. So, but I got a great video coming out tomorrow. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel tomorrow. That always helps out. And definitely checked in the state at Lake George. $18.25 for 4 nights for America. That is crazy. I might bring my tent camp up there. Take care, everybody. Thanks to you once again very much every Saturday morning. I'm very humbled to have so many of you in here joining me, and it's a great time for sure. There is no fireside chat with the boys tomorrow night. So, make the very best of your Sunday evening. Spend it with a loved one. Maybe watch some TV, make some popcorn and watch a movie. That'd be something nice. I know you're going to miss us, but that's okay. But thank you very much. And I will talk to you next week. I can go down and get dressed and get out of here so we can head out to the great International Steam Show and I'll get some photographs up there. I'm not taking it. I'm taking my drone to see if I can get some drone footage, and I may share that with you somehow. I have to figure out how I can do that, where it's just free to share it with you and let you see some of that footage. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Get out there and ride those motorcycles. Remember, as I always say, guys, ride your ride. Be safe. HarleyDayRider be down out in the beautiful studios here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Take care, everybody. I'll see you next Saturday.